Hey everyone, this is Tinkering with B-Hav and I'm B-Hav. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about Coleman lantern fuel caps. They made several different types over the years. I'm going to show you some examples on them, and I'm going to show you how to replace the rubber seal in the cap. So first thing I want to show you is in the old lamps, the CQ lamps and some of the ones that didn't have internal pumps, where you have the pump, you had to use an external pump. They had caps that looked kind of like this. This is a pretty old one. They're all really old, and it's not in the best shape, but it's complete. Inside of there, there's a little check valve ball that when you pump into this, like the pump would, you loosen this little piece here, and you put your pump on here, and you pump it up, and then you tighten that up, and that keeps the pressure in there. But that was the same hole that you would fill the fuel through. You would also use to pump air in, and inside of there, there's a little ball valve, like I said, and it's loose in there. I don't know if you can hear it jiggling, but that keeps the pressure from coming back out this hole after you pump it in. So that was the really old ones in the CQ lamps and some of the Colemans that did not have a pump integrated into the lamp or the lantern, either one. So that was that one. And then there was also the next style they went to was called a three-piece cap, and it's called a three-piece cap because it's in three pieces. Pretty easy. Inside of there is the brass piece that has the rubber seal, and it's loose in there. And then you take this screw. Oop, almost dropped it. Have this screw holds the brass piece in, which this is the brass piece right here, and in there's a rubber seal. You can see that's brass. It's got the screw hole on the back, and then this is the actual cap with the threads in it. And the first style of these they made had a that was a pressure relief hole, so that when you loosened it on the tank and there was still pressure in there, the pressure would push this brass piece up off of it back into this, and then the pressure would all come out this hole in the side right here. That was where your pressure would come out so that it wouldn't blow the cap off. And people said that that was dangerous, and that if that hole ended up pointed up at your lantern, so if you loosened it while the lantern was running, which I don't know who would do that, but the pressure could come out of here and shoot pressurized fuel into the mantle that was burning, and then you could have a big fireball, and it was dangerous. They said it was dangerous, so they changed these to this method right here, where there's slots in the threads. You can see them in there, and the pressure would come down. Like, so when it's the same thing. You loosen it up, and the pressure would push the little brass piece up off of there, so it wouldn't seal anymore, and then the pressure would come out those little slots, and that releases the pressure in a safe manner, so it's not aimed up at your uh, mantle that was on fire. Why would you loosen the pressure when there was a hot lantern? But I don't know. And then after they decided they didn't want to use the three-piece caps anymore, they went to a one-piece cap. And if you look in there, there's the rubber seal in there, and there's the little grooves in the threads to let the pressure out. But as far as I know, you can't replace the rubber seals in these, so you just replace the whole cap if the seal goes bad. And then you would get one like this. I don't know if they sold color ones or not. I have two or three of these that are a little different. That's a new cap, but these are old. Like this one, this is old enough it doesn't even have a barcode on it. This one does on the back, so this is a little newer, but this one's pretty old. And it was from Strasser. I don't know what that is. That's a company at $2.19 for this replacement cap. So they also had different size holes to fill the fuel. So on the real old lanterns, the ones like this 427 quick light, the hole right here is smaller, uses the same size cap itself, but the hole in there is smaller. So if you look, that's got a smaller center than that, and you can see the difference in the sizes. So they make different size rubber seals, so you have to know what size to order when you're ordering replacement seals. Now I've replaced this one, and it's got a nice new rubber seal, and they have to be fuel resistant. It can't just be any old thing. You can't use O-rings. It needs to be a flat seal, and it needs to be fuel resistant type of rubber. So oldcolemanparts.com, they sell all the different styles of them, all the sizes, excuse me. So you can order singly or in 10 packs. I always order a 10 pack when I run out. That way I've got plenty, because to me, when I'm rebuilding the lantern, I always want to replace the cap seal. Even if it still holds pressure, I still replace it just so that it's new and I know there's not going to be any problems with it. So this one needs to be replaced. So I'm going to show you how to do that. You can sit and try to dig it out, but man, these things get pretty hard when they're old, and digging it out is hard to do. So Frank from Old Town Coleman made a really good video on how to get the fuel cap gaskets out, and that's the method that I use. I'll put a link below in the comments so you can go check some of his content out. It's really good. He makes good stuff. So what you do is you take the little piece like this that's got the rubber gasket in. This one I've already burned out, but you take and you use a torch and you heat it up and you burn it until that rubber gasket, just turns to ash. And then you can take a little pick like this and you can kind of scrape the ash out of it like that. I mean, this one's I've already done, but you do that, and once that's done, I'll take and shine this cap up with a little steel wool just to get some of the soot and stuff off it and the rest of the ash out of it, because I like things to be nice and pretty. Not, you don't have to because nobody's ever going to see it, but I still like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to shine it up. So then you take a new rubber gasket just like this one here, and you put it in. You can use that little pick to kind of push it down in there, and then once it's in, and then you're done. So I'm going to take these this cap outside. I actually have 3 of them here that I'm going to do. I'm going to heat them all up so that the seal in there burns out, and I'll show you a video of doing that, and then I'll come back down and I'll make a video of me putting the new seals in. Now I'm going to go outside and do that. I'll see you in a minute. So I don't know if it's real loud and the microphone picking up all that noise, but you see how that one right there is all swollen up and it's like turned to ash. We're going to do that with all 3 of these. See all the smoke? My wife definitely does not like that smoke in the house. That's why I do them out here. All right, I think that's probably going to do it. Now I'm just going to pour some cold water on there, and hopefully that will cool them off enough to where I don't get burned when I pick them up. There you go. Perfect. Get them nice and cool. There we go. Now I'm gonna show you how I dig these out of here. I just use a little where to go? Here it is. A little pick like this, and here's the seal, and I'm just going to kind of pick it out of there, and it just flakes out. It's pretty nasty and pretty. See if you see the little parts of it. See how it like's coming out in pieces. It's pretty much just like ash, like a little piece of charcoal. So there you go. That seal is out of there. So now I'm just going to clean that up and I'll put the new seal in. But I got 2 more here. We'll see if the other ones, if I heated them up enough and got them the same way. That one looks like it might not have gotten hot enough. You know, it's the first time I've done more than one at a time. So maybe this one didn't get hot enough. Let's try the other one. Oh yeah, this one's flaking out. You can see the little parts of it just flaking right out of there. Not quite as easy as that first one. Well, there we go. There it is. My dog really wants to go outside. My wife's not letting him out. So there you go. So that's, once again, that seal's out of there, and I just got to clean that up. I think I need to heat that other one up a little bit more, so so that seal will come out of there. I don't think I burnt it out enough because I had, like I said, I had 3 of them. I thought they were good. Maybe I didn't get that one enough. All right, so I got to get some cleaning solution ready and some paper towels to clean those off, a little steel wool. I'll be right back. All right, so I've just got some paper towels, and I've got, this is just some cleaner degreaser. So I'm just going to spray some of this on here. Doesn't take a whole lot. And then I'm just going to try to get all that black gook out of there. You guys notice I'm tried a different little bit of a different camera angle and some different lighting to see if I can just change things up a little bit, maybe make the videos a little better. You have to let me know what you think in the comments. Uh, I'm trying to, my son is actually working on how to edit videos. He's learning how to do it. So I'm letting him edit my videos, I think, from here on out. I'm just making them and sending them to him, and he's edited them together. So we'll see if that works out. He's really, really good at that kind of stuff. So we'll see. Anyway, so there you go. See how that's all cleaned, all that nasty stuff out of there? It just needs a little steel wool to clean it up a little bit, which I have right here. It's a nice old piece of steel wool that I've used for lots of other stuff. So we'll just kind of give it a little scrape here, a little shine. That'll shine right up. There you go. It doesn't have to be super shiny. I mean, it's a fuel cap. I just like to get it looking as good as I can. Nobody's ever going to see it unless you take it apart, but I still want to get any corrosion off of there. Yeah, that looks really good. So there it is. Now I'll show you how you put the seal in. So here's the seal, and there's the cap. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it. I'm just kind of putting it in there and working it around with my fingers and using a fingernail kind of to push it down in there until it sits flat. I got a little wrinkle in there. There we go. You can also use that same hook that I used to take them out. If you look at that, see how there's like a little wrinkle along the side there? You can use this little hook, not the point, well, and just kind of use it to flatten down in there. Sorry, you guys can't really see it that well. There we go. Now it's flat in there. If you look, brand new cap seal. And it wasn't hard. It took me, even with making these videos, it probably only took me maybe 15 minutes total. So, and a lot of that was moving cameras and setting stuff up and deciding how I'm going to make the shot, and even making bad shots and then redoing it. So, but that's how you do that. And then here's the cap. You just put it back down in the cap like that. Take the little screw, screw it back in. Now, to make sure I can tighten this screw up all the way, I take my lantern here and I screw it down on here tight. Let me set it down here. So I'm going to screw it down on there really, really tight, as tight as I can screw it on there. And then I take a screwdriver and I'll tighten this screw. You can tell if that's going to turn in there, and it's not. There we go. And that's nice and tight. So then I can take this out, or off of here. And that is a nice 3-piece cap with a brand new seal in it, and that'll last for decades. So you don't have to do it very often. I do it to every one that I restore because I like to have a new seal, so I don't have to worry about it. So there's that. One thing I did forget to show you, there was another type of fuel cap that Coleman had, and it was this little bitty one here. And they use these on the 242s models, and they also used them on the 500 Sportster stoves, and I have a couple of those. But these are a lot smaller. If you compare it to, you can look, there's a big difference in the size of those two caps. So they use a different size seal, which I have some here also. So this one here needs to be replaced. I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to show you the size difference also in the, you can see the size difference in there. So, and I have seals to replace these in a 242. So they're not all the same size. Like all Coleman lanterns don't have the same size fuel cap, but I think there's only 2 different ones. So 2 different sizes. There's a big one and a small one. But anyway, so I didn't show you that in the first part of the video, but I wanted to show you that there was another type there. All right, if you guys like my content, don't forget to share it, hit the like button, subscribe, follow. You can check out my website. It's tinkeringwithbhav.com. I haven't done a whole lot with it yet. My son is working on that too, helping me get that up and going. And on there, there's a link to my merch store. If anybody's interested in a shirt that has my logo on it, my Tinkering with B-Hav logo. There's also links to all my socials. I have all of them. I have Facebook, I have Instagram, I have TikTok and YouTube. So most of the videos, well, all the videos, are the same videos on every platform. So use whichever one you like to like and subscribe and follow me. I really appreciate it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you see that I said something that is not correct, feel free to put that in the comments too. And I'm always learning. I'm not an expert at this, but I like talking to people about lanterns. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. This has been Tinkering with B-Hav. I'm B-Hav. Thanks for watching.